You know what I hate? People that get offended easily. I'm talking about people who always find an excuse to get offended over everything. They're gonna misconstrue your words and twist it into something that fits their agenda just to attempt to make you feel bad for saying what you said. But let's be real, you shouldn't feel bad about anything you said because it's not your fault that they're the ones getting offended over a twisted version of what you said that doesn't even exist outside the construct that is their snowflake mind. If you're still confused as to what I'm talking about specifically, here are a few examples that happened to me. So on my automotive channel, I made this video a long time ago about supercars with Corvette engines. When I got to the topic of the Canadian supercar, the HTT Plethora, I made a simple joke saying, "This looks like a 5-year-old designed it." That's it, a simple joke. It's not even that offensive, and to be honest, it wasn't really that funny either. But guess what? Somehow, someone still found a way to be offended. And before I tell you what part of the joke offended them, I'll give you a moment to guess. Perhaps they were offended that I was bad-mouthing a Canadian supercar. Perhaps they were upset that I made fun of a 5-year-old's design intelligence. Nope, they were offended by cancer. What? If you're confused, that's okay because so was I. More or less, they left a comment saying I was insensitive for not doing my research since there actually was a 6-year-old, not 5, that designed a Hot Wheels car who had cancer. I'm sorry, but in what way, shape, and form was cancer directly correlated to what I just said? My statement was simply poking fun at the fact that a professional designer had made a design that was big, flashy, and overemphasized, which is comparable to what a 5-year-old's imagination is. That's it. I was never trying to insult cancer in any way, shape, or form. That's just the imagination of this snowflake who's trying to go out of their way to do mental gymnastics. These guys are professional victims who love to jump through 10,000 hoops to make even the slightest connection to prove that your statement is offensive. So in my next example, it was someone who's offended because they felt entitled to ruin everyone else's fun. In my video, Types of People You Meet at Car Meets, I make this joke. Whether you like it or not, we're gonna approach you, so we're gonna slowly convert you into car enthusiasts. There is no escape. You'll become one of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. And it was me poking fun at how, like, sometimes shy people go to car meets and we kind of break them out of their bubble and approach them and talk with cars about them. And someone got offended saying, "That's so insensitive of you. What if they're really shy and want to be left alone? You and everyone who tries to talk to them are such douchebags." Well, let me tell you, my friend, I respect that shy people usually don't like conversations or sometimes struggle with it. But do you really think one of these shy people purposely goes out, buys a sports car, then drives said sports car to a car meet, showcases their said sports car, and then stand next to it without expecting a conversation? That's the whole point of the word meet being in the phrase car meet. You go to car meets to socialize. I'm not saying being shy is a bad thing, because when I first went to car meets, I was rather shy. However, I went with the intent of meeting fellow like-minded enthusiasts, which implied that I had mentally prepared myself for conversation. And guess what? I did. Because people at car meets are nice enough where they'll approach you and make conversation with you. If you don't like the concept of people approaching you and go as far as to think that they're insensitive douchebags, then guess what, you entitled snowflake? Don't go to the car meets then. You don't do something that is against your intent and expect to be satisfied. If you're a shy person and you intend on not socializing, chances are you won't go to something like a car meet in the first place, which is fine. Go to a library, stay at home, or do something that won't conflict with your intent. If you're a shy person who kind of wants to find like-minded people, you're not too sociable, but you know you can start a conversation with something like your hobby, in my instance, cars. I was a very shy person, but I was really good about cars, and I wanted to talk to other people about cars, so I had the intention of socializing about cars, so I went to a car meet and adapted to the situation. You don't go somewhere with the atmosphere of socialization and then expect people not to socialize with you. And when they do, you have the audacity to feel entitled to call them a douche for approaching you. That is so stupid because you were the person who made the conscious decision to put yourself in that situation. That's a whole new level of entitled. That's like if someone went to a concert who was super sensitive to sound and then boldly declared that the musicians on stage are insensitive douchebags because they aren't catering to their needs, despite the fact that you're one person in the entire audience and that you had the choice not to go to the concert in the first place. Here's the hard reality to swallow for these kinds of people. Being offended by the very purpose of an event isn't going to be taken as a serious complaint by the other event goers who went to the event for that purpose. On top of that, they outnumber you. If one person is upset about a concert out of the 1,000 people who are there, guess what the people on stage are going to keep doing? They're going to keep playing, so you should just leave. So back to what I was saying, car meets are a social event. Everyone goes there to socialize. If that bothers you, don't f***ing go. Don't expect us to change the entire focus of the meet just to fit one person's silly entitlement. Again, this I feel like was such a hypothetical comment where they're getting offended on someone else's behalf, because I imagine real shy people really don't care if you go up to them and approach them. It makes them feel nervous, sure. Sometimes they're not the best with conversations, but I doubt they're gonna call someone a freaking douchebag for trying to talk to them. That's stupid. Are we really at this level? Is that what society has really come to, where you just can't have a nice conversation? Who am I kidding? That actually is something that people get pissed off about. Anyways, I'll definitely make a part 2 for this video, since this topic can definitely be revisited multiple times in fact. But let me ask you guys, have you ever met someone who got offended easily? If so, share your stories, because I'd love to read them. While you're at it, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy people that rant. Other than that, thanks for watching and see y'all next time. Blade it out.